Hey guys, welcome to my channel Bookbug World. After 3 months into quarantine, I'm finally doing the stay-at-home book tag. I don't know if I qualify for this book tag because I work in public sector, so I still had to go to work. But other than that, I am staying at home. I'm not going anywhere else other than to buy some essential groceries. So I think I could do this. So the stay-at-home book tag is originally created for Booktube by Princess of Paperbacks. From there, it just went everywhere. I actually saw book bloggers doing it and I made a post about it in my blog. That's when I found out that it was actually for Booktube. So I thought, okay, even though I wouldn't call it Booktube, I have a channel about books on YouTube, so why not do a book tag? So here I am. So the first challenge is laying in bed, a book you could or have read in a day. I happen to have the perfect book for this. So the book that I read is The Testaments by Margaret Atwood. So I read The Handmaid's Tale a few years back and I loved it very much. When I heard that a sequel for The Handmaid's Tale is coming up, I was very happy. I bought the book as soon as it was released, but I never got around reading it because I wanted to rehash my memory, but I didn't get the time to read the first book again. So what I did was I binge watched the original Hulu series The Handmaid's Tale. I watched the entire season 1 and then I went back to The Testaments and I liked it so much that I watched the whole second and third seasons all in a long weekend. That's why this book qualifies for the laying in bed. So the next is snacking guilty pleasure book. I always wonder what guilty pleasures are. I mean, chick lit romance novels are my favorite genre, so I don't think they are a guilty pleasure. They are my favorite genre. Most of the books that I read are from the genre, so it is my favorite genre. But the original book tag says that guilty pleasure could be any book that you go again and again whenever you feel like reading anything. The one book that I would like to go over again and again would be I've Got Your Number by Sophie Kinsella. This book might seem dated to some people because it was released at a time when internet and social media was not very prevalent. The only main thing that we could do from our phones was email and texting. But I enjoy this book. What can I say? Sam Roxton and Poppy White have lifted me up from several reading slumps over the last few years. So the next is Netflix, a series you want to start. Honestly, I read the first few pages of Scythe from the Arc of a Scythe series last year, but I never got to finish it. What happened was I read a non-spoiler review and it pointed out a plot hole. It didn't give away anything, but I spotted the plot hole right when I started reading the book and I just couldn't complete it. But I really want to complete the series. Arc of Scythe is a series set in the futuristic world where an AI has cured all ailments and humanity has conquered death. I know, it sounds ironic, but at the time the book was released, it wasn't. The job of a scythe is to keep the balance by eliminating people as if death existed. The premise sounds very promising, and if I really get the time to start a series, this will be my go-to pick. So the next is Deep Clean, a book on your TBR for ages. There are many books on my TBR for ages, but Daisy Jones and the Six by Taylor Jenkins Reid is perhaps one of the most hyped books of 2019. I already read Maybe in Another Life by Taylor Jenkins Reid, that and The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo by Taylor Jenkins Reid. So I really like her writing and I wanted to read more of her books. So I thought as soon as Daisy Jones and the Six come out, I would go for it. But I have the ebook, but I haven't read it yet. So that's why this book is on the list. The next is Animal Crossing, a book you recently bought because of the hype. Okay, first things first, I don't have Animal Crossing. I am not a gamer. The least I did in the form of gaming is actually help my mom play Candy Crush, and believe me, she's better than me. That's where I stand gaming wise, but yes, I have bought books because of the hype. I don't do that a lot, but what happened was The Flat Share by Beth O'Leary was everywhere in the bookish community and everyone gave it stellar reviews. So I wanted to read it. I looked it up on Scribd, but for some reason it showed not available in your country. So normally when that happens, I wait for a few months because it has something to do with the release of the book in a particular area. So either way, I get it after a few months, but for the flat share, I couldn't wait, so I bought the ebook and I didn't read it yet. I really hope it lives up to the hype. The next is Productivity, a book you learned or had an impact on you. For that, I have 2 books, You Are a Badass by Jen Sincero, I hope I'm saying the name right, and Kaizen by Sarah Harvey. My sister suggested You Are a Badass for me because I told her that I procrastinate a lot, I don't have the motivation to work. So she told me to go and read this book, it would definitely increase your productivity, and I didn't expect that this book would motivate me so much, because reading a few pages and you feel like, yes, I have to seize the life that I want right now, not tomorrow, not the next hour, in this hour. So it was really very uplifting. Honestly, I didn't complete the book yet, and it's a deliberate choice because I am reading this book in snippets. Every day when I need some motivation, I would read a few pages, and surprisingly, every page of this book is so optimistic and uplifting. I know this would be a recurring cycle because once I finish it, I would again go from the start, and it would still inspire me to do more, work more for the things I want. Which is why I would always say that it is a book that has an impact on me. The other one is Kaizen by Sarah Harvey. I have made a separate series about this, Learning with Kaizen, because I got so inspired by it. Kaizen is about making small changes in your life and be content with the changes, which will in turn lead to the achievement of your long-term goals. So that is another impactful book, and I read it actually during the lockdown. Next is Spacetime, a book you were gifted. I don't get a lot of books as gifts. The last time I got a book as gift was 5 years ago when my friend gifted me a book on my birthday, and that was To Kill a Mockingbird by Harper Lee. So now you know, even if I get rare gifts, those are valuable. So I love the book. I was fascinated by the sheer innocence and the brilliant storytelling. Yeah, it's just a classic book. I don't have to say much about the book. That was a sweet memory and I would cherish it always. The next is Selfcare. It's not exactly a book, but what is one thing that you have done recently to look after yourself? Like I said before, I have started a whole new series, Learning with Kaizen, in which I mention how I am taking care of myself during this time of lockdown. I'm not doing something earth-shattering. I'm just focusing on doing simple things. Before the lockdown, I never really got time to do these things. So all I do is I go for a walk and I have time to meditate every day. These are small things that I'm trying to do more and more consistently ever since the lockdown started, because now I can save a lot of time in the commute. So the last one is bonus. Name a book coming out soon. Beach Read is a book by Emily Henry that I'm hearing everywhere. So that is one book that I'm looking forward to reading soon. And now I'm filming this on 16th May, so Beach Read has not come out yet. But by the time this video will go up, the book might have been released. So another book that I really want to read, which is coming out in 2020, is Midnight Sun by Stephanie Meyer. I've always wanted to read Edward's perspective about all those things. I didn't realize that I still want to read the whole Twilight series because I thought I grew out of it, but ever since I heard the news of the release of this book, I really want to read Midnight Sun. That's it. That's my version of the stay-at-home book tag. Once again, thank you Princess of Paperbacks for doing this amazing tag. I have had fun doing this. I've had fun reading other people talking about the choices of books for these challenges. Make sure to subscribe to the channel for more bookish updates and discussions. I will see you in my next video. Thank you for watching. Bye.